Lost Capital Channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is for the week ending July 3rd, 2025. So we'll do a recap of all the growth stocks on my list here to see how they're doing. For this week, we saw the index hitting new high, S&P and Nasdaq. So that's very, very strong momentum right now. And we only saw one distribution day for Nasdaq this week on Tuesday. Overall, the market is very healthy. Lots of accumulation on the stock side and even industry groups. And we can see financials are leading, technology, retail is second, industrial is third, and technology is fourth. When looking at my growth stocks list, there's about 360 stocks right now. And out of that, 64% are in uptrend. So 205 of them are in uptrend. 40 are within 1% of the short-term 10 and 21-day moving average. And then we have the downtrend. So about like 1/3 roughly are in downtrend still. So it's been hovering around 40 to 60% mark recently. It seems like there's definitely some stocks that are not moving up. So it's about 2 in 3 right now that are moving up and 1 in 3 that's moving down, or they just stuck below their short-term moving average. So that's so it's not as bullish as the index are, right? At least the growth stocks on my list. So just something to be aware of. Definitely buying the index right now seems like the better route because it's very strong momentum. But on the growth stock side, you have 2 out of 3 odds right now of making money, making new. Now on the new highs, 102 are making new highs, so that's pretty high. I just went back just to show you. We had new highs, really strong before. Like, this was during April, like April to May 16, April 28 to May 16. We had really strong momentum back then. We have new highs in the 100 plus, right? And you can see the percent of uptrend are like 70 to 80% at that time for like 3 weeks in a row. So those were really strong momentum for growth stocks. But right now, we like I said, we've been stuck in the 40 to 60% zone in the last 2 weeks, even though the market has bounced back the last 2 weeks. Again, the growth stocks just slightly weaker than the general market index. A lot of the stocks that came up, as we see in the accumulation side, a lot of them are laggards. So they're bouncing very strong right now. Most of them are coming back from the bottom. So that's what's happening right now. So you still can make money. It's just, just a little bit, the momentum is not as strong as the laggards right now. So looking at my spreadsheet here, here's the ranking. Here's the simple right here. Here's the April 7th. That's when the rally started, the V-shaped rebound started after a pretty severe correction, I would say, almost 20% for S&P. And yeah, here we see the performance here. And we see lots of stocks in uptrend right now, at least in the top, here. We see some downtrends here. So again, there's some that are kind of falling behind right now. And then as we go down, we're going to see more and more downtrends at the bottom. So that's what's happening right now. Again, 1 in 3 are in downtrend right now. So, and then on this column, we see the new highs, right? Lots of stocks making new highs, as I mentioned earlier, 100. So almost one, slightly below 1 in 3 are making new highs. So that's also very positive, considering, we only have roughly 60% of stocks that are making uptrend right now. Today, I'm going to go over stocks that are in the top 50 or so that are making new highs. So first one, we have SEZL and we have IREN next. They're both in the specialty group here. So here, SEZL is in the credit card payment processing area. So here we go. We see this Tuesday drop. Again, Tuesday was a significant day for growth stocks because for most stocks, it was a pretty big pullback for that one day. And we saw bounce on Wednesday and Thursday here. So again, very powerful rebound from near the 10-day right here. This stock just strong momentum. Next, we have IREN, which is a Bitcoin mining asset stock here. This one has been going up for many days now, and then finally it has a really strong one-day move here. Like look at the volume here; it's pretty crazy. And then on Tuesday, it actually bounced off the lows. You know, it didn't close at the lows, so that's kind of really strong indicator of momentum there. And then we see this huge bounce on Thursday, like yeah. So before I move on, I do want to say like a lot of stocks are very extended. You know, so some of them did bounce back and you know might offer another short-term entry point. But in terms of longer-term picture, I don't know. I feel like a lot of stocks are very extended, and maybe that's the reason why growth stocks are not performing as strong as some of the other broad-based stocks that have been lagging. So just something to be mindful of. Yeah, thanks. Next, we have MGNI making new high and CRDO bouncing back as well. So here with MGNI, like it hit a new high again on Thursday. Tuesday was actually surprisingly was able to bounce off the lows as well. So this is strong momentum as well. Again, very stretched now, right? From the 10 days. So there's a high chance of a pullback when stocks are quite extended. Yeah. So we have SIM and CLS, both in the industrial area, machinery, industrial, and electrical contract manufacturing, both making new highs as well. Here's a look at Symbolic. Nice bounce off here from the pullback, and then it just really curved upward. You see the 10 days just curving upward, and the momentum like definitely very extended right now. This is quite a big extension here. So you know, probably good time to consider taking profit if you have it. But obviously it could run further, but it's just that probably short term we will see some sort of consolidation soon. Next we have CLS also suffer a pullback here on Tuesday and then bounce off it. Very strong. Look at making new highs as again. This is still just not too far from the traditional buy point here from this V-shaped rebound. So looking pretty sharp right now. Next, we have ALGM in the chip semiconductor manufacturing, making new high. Kavana trying to bounce back in the retail wholesale area. So here's ALGM chart, water chart. Like, look at this. It's just amazing 10-day moving average trend line there. It's starting to look a little bit extended. You know, last time it got extended, it pulled back very sharply. So just be mindful of that as well here. So here's the 10-day extension from here. So versus this one right here. So almost there. We're almost like similar. So we have Life still trying to bounce and ARLO here in security making new highs. So here's ARLO here. It's been stuck in this tight trading range, holding the 10-day very strongly here. And then finally it came out on Thursday. Yeah, it looks really sharp. Like volume was there. So yeah, it looks really good. Next, we see rank 11 STX. This is computer data storage making new high. And then we have MU down here. This one is kind of in the downtrend, so a little bit weird. So here's STX right here, Seagate. And this is just a phenomenal stock right here. Like this was the last time it touched the 10-day, and then since it hasn't touched it. So obviously Wednesday, there was a huge volume extension here, 1-day move, highest volume. So those are possibly, a signal for topping. So just be mindful of that also. Thursday, again, Friday was holiday because I'm recording this. But anyhow, Thursday, it didn't make a new high. Like it barely make a new high and then it fall back, right? So so the momentum could be weakening because it's just too extended. So just to be mindful of that again. Go to MU in the same data storage. This one has topped already. And look at it, it couldn't bounce much this week. So that's a very negative thing. So again, most stocks are still moving up and bouncing back after Tuesday's drop, but there's some stocks that are just losing momentum, and this is one of them. Even though STX is in the same group. So the relative strength line is going down right now. So those are the ones you kind of might want to avoid here. Next we have rank number 12, VRT, electrical power equipment still making new high. HSAI is still trying to bounce back. Here's WordTech Holdings. So Tuesday's drop was quite severe, fall all the way back to 10-day again, and then it bounced off that. So it looks okay. So next we have rank number 14, Upstart, making new highs as well in the finance consumer loan area. We also have SoFi in the same area, still in the uptrend. And then we have AFRM as well here. So here's Upstart, making new highs still, trading very tightly on Friday after a big, 2-day boost here. So what on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, the market actually came down, but for Nasdaq, but this one actually went up. So very strong momentum. This one suffered a drop on Tuesday as well. AFRM here, it did bounce back a little bit so far. And then we have SoFi, very similar. Next, we have SEI making new high in the chemical specialty area, and JBL also making new high in electrical contract manufacturing. So here's a look at Solaris Energy. Very volatile 2 days in a row here, big intraday range, but it was able to bounce back on Wednesday and then follow up on Thursday. So very strong move. Nice breakout from that trend line there. Next, we look at JBL. This one has, since the earnings news, it has gap up and really never came back. Like the 10-day just keep riding it. And you see all the ends showing up here because the volume is just super high on the accumulation side. So this one's still going very strong. Next, we have rank 18 RCL. This one in the leisure service. Royal Caribbean still making new high. SMTC in the semiconductor fabless still in uptrend. Just look at Royal Caribbean, very strong stock. Look at this steep trend line here on the 10-day. Starting to look a little bit extended. So if you draw the extension here, this is pretty far extended right now from the 10-day. But the volume has been coming in very strong, except Thursday here because it was a short day. So at rank 21, we have CBI making new high in the oil and gas refining manufacturing area. And then we have CRS also making new high in the steel specialty alloy. So here's a look at CBR Energy here. It makes refined market petroleum service in Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Texas. This is a nice pullback bounce here. And then it followed through on Wednesday and Thursday. The slope is pretty nice, more than 45 degrees right now. Then we have CRS in the specialty alloy area, also bouncing really strong after the Tuesday drop here, making new highs as well. So this one is still going very strong uptrend right now still. We have Shack making new high, retail restaurant, and MYRG also making new high in the building maintenance service. So here's a look at Shake Shack. Nice breakout right here. It's holding so tight recently, just riding the 10-day, moving up, breaking to new high. Looks really good. Volume has been high on the upside as well, so it looks really good here. Shack. MYRG here. This one also pulled back but bounced back on Tuesday. Look at the volume. There's not much selling there, and then now we're making new closing high again. So very strong. Cover AVGO in the main market video. Please go watch that if you haven't. Bumble still an uptrend, light within 1%. Circle is in a downtrend. Let's take a look at that. Here's Circle. It came down pretty hard after a big run here, 100 to 300, and now it's below 200. And looks like it's having a little bit of trouble right now. It's trying to find its footing, so we'll see if we can hold at this level here. Next, we have RefG here in the building mobile manufacturing, also making new high. Here's Ref Group. So nice tightness around here, and then it found support, and we bounced since then. So very sharp here. Well, not all stocks are in uptrend right now, so let's look at some of those that are in downtrend as well, just to see what they're doing. We have SITM downtrend right now, semiconductor, fabless, HIMS, medical service, Palantir also coming down. KRMN still in the downtrend as well. So let's look at SITM. So here's SITM. It has a sharp drop from the offering, and it hasn't come back that much. So that's a big problem right now. Palantir, so it dropped very hard here. Again, it just come back to the 10-day, haven't moved much since then. Like, it's just not a very strong, convincing bounce. HIMS also have this gap down and try to bounce back again, finding resistance as this 10-day is starting to come down. So that's also negative sign. And we have KRMN, aerospace defense, sharp drop this week. And then look at this, it hasn't bounced back at all. So this is actually quite worse. The next ranking, we have 34, Cohere, electronic parts making new high, PHC, and medical drugs making new high. So here's a look at Coherent making new high after Tuesday's drop. So that's very impressive. PHC actually didn't pull back much on Tuesday, and then after that it just took off. That's a very powerful rally here. We have Reddit trying to bounce as well. Then we have EXTR, computer networking, making new high. AEIS also in the semiconductor area making a new high. So this is EXTR. Very nice trend right now. Tuesday didn't really make a big drop at all. It bounced back pretty fast. Then we have AEIS, very similar. We didn't really drop much on Tuesday, and then it bounced from there. Next we have DELL, rank 40, CRSR making a new high, but it did pull back a little bit. And then XMTR also still an uptrend, FN and ARWR here. And then we have NVDA, which is covered in the main market video. Please go watch that if you haven't. Then we have NBT here making new high. So this one also pulled back on Tuesday pretty hard before bouncing and closing at new high right now. So very powerful stock in the electrical power equipment group. Then we have TSM, which I also covered the main market video. Next we have MTZ. MTZ is in the building heavy construction. Fall on Tuesday, bounce back, and very close to probably making new high, if not already. So let me see, 172.71. So slightly below it. Yeah. Then we have ERO 49, an uptrend, most in the mosaic in the uptrend as well. XXT also making uptrend in the food miscellaneous preparation. Here's Sensient Technology. This one also didn't drop much on Tuesday and just bounced right off it. Very strong movement right now. And here's FSS also in the also making new high. It's in the security area. Next we have MTSI within 1%. HWM still uptrend, roll uptrend. Then we have SLab and KD both making new highs as well. SLab bouncing also on Tuesday. So that day was a very interesting day. So some of these stocks actually didn't go down. So those were the relative strength showing that this one's also not down on Tuesday as well, and now it's closing near highs. T8 we have SNCY here, still in uptrend. Then we have Shark Ninja making new high, and Citigroup also making new high. Here's Shark Ninja. So Tuesday it didn't drop, and then Wednesday it bounced really strong. That right there, high volume. And Friday is able to hold on most gains and just make slightly higher high. Very positive. Citigroup, this one also been on a tear here. Very strong, steep 10-day moving average. Is accelerated on Friday, so slightly extended from the current 10-day now. So here I will just go through some of this. I'm not going to go through the charts. ZLab is still in downtrend. Netflix, we talked about that in the main market video. XYZ is still in uptrend. Mawo is currently in downtrend. App also in downtrend. Ramper still making new high. We have GTLS coming up in uptrend. AIR, this one is still in making new high. DPBK making new high. Twilio within 1%. Dash is still in uptrend. Then we have ETN, ADI, TIMB, RSI, ARES, and now all making new highs here. Very strong. We have Toast still within 1%. ITT making new highs. BTCSG is in downtrend. Intuit is in uptrend still. Billy, Zeta both within 1%. RAM in uptrend. Belly in downtrend. AU, Max in downtrend. We have AXP still making new highs, so very strong in the financial area. We have NU still in uptrend. Spotify is now in downtrend. Microsoft is still in uptrend. We covered that in the main market video. AVPT and TM in downtrend. Then we have SF and AMG both in the financial area making new highs. TT, FLS, ESC all in general industrial, and FLS, ESC making new highs here. And we have SE Coke in downtrend. And you can see there's still a lot of stocks past 100 that are making new highs. And I suspect there's some that are, maybe financials related. So yeah, feel free to watch, go over them on your own time if something comes up that is interesting. But yeah, as I mentioned, a lot of stocks are quite extended, especially the ones in the top 50 here. And then there's some that's already top, right? Like they show topping signs, which is not, kind of showing mixed signals, right, for growth stocks. But the ones that are running, they're still running, and let them ride if you have them, until at some point it will probably either have a very negative reversal day or break the 10-day moving average, something like that. Those are sell signals, at least partial positions, right? And also consider taking some offensive selling too as profit taking way to lock in some of the profits. And yeah, so hopefully, I don't know if the market can. It's very strong 2-week momentum, but like I said, the growth stocks hasn't shown, like I would be expecting it to be like 80% now in terms of how many should be in uptrend, but they're not, right? And so that just tells me some stocks are losing its momentum, and so we may be closer to a top than at the bottom, obviously. And yeah, so I'm not as invested anymore. So I'm starting to try to take the profit where I can, and if I see weakness, I'm definitely probably even get out of that stock. So just yeah, I don't know the future, but there's some analysts expecting a bigger pullback closer to end of July to maybe August. And September generally is the worst month of the year. So those are things to consider. Of course, we have the big beautiful bill that has been passed. And so we'll see how the market react on Monday. Whether that news is already buoyant. It's possible we see a gap up Monday and reversal after that. So just be mindful of things that can happen. But again, all these are short term. Things could change anytime. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys all have a very nice weekend, and bye now. Please don't forget to like or subscribe. Thank you.